can actually have a perspective to understand what is going on.
And I'm one person. I do a lot of policy conversation on this very desk every day. And in those 365 days of my life sitting here, there are critical issues. And as a human being, first as a human being, then a Nigerian, then a journalist, I also wear a hat to say I'm equally a father. I have responsibility to family. And I also need to be professional, be patriotic. So in analyzing these issues, one needs to also understand that, yeah, you need to give people a chance when they get into office. But the fear is this, Mr. Moka. And now, if you would like, I can reel out all the economic indicators. Your government got into office, and you're speaking tonight to us as though it was PDP that handed over power to an APC government about over a year ago. It was an APC-led government for 8 years, handed over to an APC government. And those who will say the Buhari government set Nigeria back by 20 years, economically speaking. Mr. Moka, our inflation rate, 34%. Food inflation, 37%. Unemployment rate. Do you know what they say? 28 years. It hasn't been that bad for some of these indicators. Mr. Moka, it's so bad that we have never seen in the life of me that our exchange rate has gone this bad. Indicators of our economy, all of it that you can think of, are in the red, in the negative. If your government or your party is being handed over a government and in 1 year it has been messed up in this much, how do you explain to the Nigerian people?
So, first of all, in your question lies the answer. Hysteria. You have just framed a question that relies on, a self-eating hysteria to provoke my answer. But I will answer you. Now, the Buhari administration did nothing in 8 years but to clean and mop up the mess and the... Oh, please, don't interrupt me. You'll get your turn.
Thank you.
To mop up the mess made by the PDP. Because, what Nigerians don't realize is that the PDP operated a phantom economy.
I thought it was the Buhari government that messed up this economy.
Please hang on. Look, you asked me a question. I'm answering you. And please listen to me. The PDP government created and operated a phantom economy where billions and billions of dollars and naira were awarded and thrown around for national, declared national projects that were never done as such. All of the monies that were simply, rolled out into private pockets. Now, don't forget, when Buhari came in, we had a moment where a lot of information, you did a lot of shows here about the scourge that the PDP had actually, inflicted on this country. Now, listen, what I'm saying is I don't like to look back. If you know, in my conversations with you, I'm a forward-looking person. But if you choose to actually ask that question and you demand an answer from me, then I will tell you that the mess that we're dealing with today was not constructed today. It was constructed generationally. And that generation, the owners and the perpetrators of the heinous, abominable crimes against this country were, manufactured, constructed, and delivered by the PDP in 16 years. So Buhari, just a moment, Buhari was simply an intervenor government that simply came to hold place and, really make sense and hold Nigeria away from the precipice. Now, the Tinubu administration has been inaugurated barely a year ago. And the Segun Shewumi is my brother of this world, will not even let that government think, let alone execute programs that are meant to build upon the foundations that the Buhari administration had laid in order for Nigeria to begin to climb out of this hole that we've been sunk in for a very long time. Because there's nothing you're going to tell me, Shehu, about our problems today that were not constructed generationally. How do you explain 64 years of a country on one product selling crude oil. Not done anything. That was not Buhari's, fault necessarily. It wasn't Tinubu's fault necessarily.
Yeah, primarily not productive.
It is the fault of Nigeria and those who govern Nigeria before today, especially 16 years of the PDP. Look, Mr. Shomi, please calm down. You will get your turn. And when you talk, I'm going to be quiet. Because your comments are distracting me.
I've not made any comments.
No,
my gesticulation.
Your gesticulation.
Thank you.
So hold your gesticulation.
I can borrow you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
My gesticulation.
But look, to come back to this conversation, the point I'm making is that, there's no such thing as a straight line in the life of a country. Families, my family, your family, my brother's family here, if and when it becomes imperative to make critical adjustments, they have to be made. Maybe I'm going to cut off some ice cream for my kids if I know I can't afford it today. Does it mean they will never have ice cream? They may actually begin to buy ice cream factories when the economic moment and when the opportune moment actually becomes. I am saying to you today, and let me say this before I think you take over. I will tell you that this president has begun with Nigeria to set Nigeria on a path that will. Today, I sit here and I'm going to say this. And I think that a few years from now, bring Mr. Shomi and I back here. Mr. Shomi will testify that this president will be, in the fullness of his tenure, will be about, if not the most accomplished president in the history of our country. Because he is not, like I said, kicking the can to the next president. He is saying, you know what, this problem will be solved on my watch. That's what he's doing. So all of what you're saying, the momentum